This exhibition was inspired mainly by my love of the forest in particular, and my love for nature in general. I grew up in a small town in Austria which was surrounded by huge forests, and it didn't take us long to walk into and be submerged into a completely different world. I love the diversity of the colour in the forest. I love the change of the seasons. I love the appearance of free spaces in the forest, of clearings, of lakes. And as much as I like the cycle of nature, I also like the cycle of life, which I depicted in this exhibition in the 3 large paintings, No Looking Back. I work mainly in acrylics these days. I used to do quite a lot of printmaking, not so much now because to handle tools is getting quite hard for arthritic hands. Like mixed media, but I paint less and less in oil because I'm just so hooked on the immediacy of acrylics, their quickness in drying, and the huge range in colours you can find now.
When I start, the way I start really with a carving is I do lots of drawing and marking on the piece of stone before I do any cutting into it, and as I work on carving it, the idea starts to develop more. You know, what starts off as one thing might end up as another, or might end up as a sort of torso idea. I don't really know exactly how it's going to turn out because you're working in from 4 sides. So as you're working in from the 4 different sides, maybe other ideas appear and you follow them, really, because they look maybe better than the first idea you had, which is a different way to how I work with plaster for making a bronze. It's a different thing altogether. I start dripping plaster onto plastic until I get a shape I like, and then I develop that in the same way, I suppose, as carving, because then you're adding, you're taking away, but with a carving you can't add, you can only take away. And there's many different ways you work with different stones. And the alabaster, the white alabaster, is more difficult because it shows every marks, like the other one over there, where you can see the bruises all through because it's transparent. With doing a carving, it's such a slow process that you have plenty of time to change your mind and look at it maybe in different lights at night, under lights with shadows or with the daylight. So really a carving being a very slow process gives you lots of time to change your mind and rethink what you're doing. But normally when you're carving, you carve across so that the lines don't go that way. If you go that way, it does most probably bruise a little bit. But certainly the darker colours don't show the same as they do on the very white alabaster. So you have to sort of think how you're going to do it. If you want to keep texture, you've got to think how you're going to do the texture. Maybe you engrave some of the texture, you file some of the texture in, and that gives you the finish you want. So you have a contrast between the smooth and the rough, which is something I like, and I do that with the bronzes as well. So I had textured areas as well as smooth areas. As in here, like you've got the file marks here, and you've got marks put in here, and then you've got a smoother part in the middle. Most of the tools I use when I'm carving are really not a great deal really. There's not many tools. I mean, I use these sort of tools when I'm using the machine. That vibrates and does the majority of the cutting out and the roughing out. And then at the end, if I leave any, this is what it looks like, just leaving the tool marks on and then polishing other areas of the sculpture by going down in different grades of files, then sandpapers, and then wet and dry sandpapers, and then by finishing it, bringing more of the colour out by waxing to get these contrast in the material. I mean, when you're doing it, most of you don't see all these lovely colours. If you look here, you don't really see them so much when you're carving it. And it's the same even with the soapstone. It really looks like this, and it's not till you finish it till you get, you know, the colour really coming out in the sculpture. So you're never completely sure what the final colour will be on the sculpture, but that's a surprise. That's what's enjoyable about it too.
When we were looking for some enhancement of our video, we didn't actually have to look far, because I came across a track by Natalie Merchant called Motherland, which immediately spoke to me and resonated with me. And we are so thrilled and thankful that Natalie Merchant consented to using this track for our video. Thank you, Natalie.
Where in hell can you go? Far from the things that you know, far from the sprawl of concrete that keeps crawling its way. About 1,000 miles a day. Take one last look behind, commit this to memory and mind. But don't miss this wasteland, this terrible place when you leave. Keep your heart off your sleeve. Motherland, cradle me, close my eyes, lullaby me to sleep. Keep me safe, lie with me, stay beside me, don't go. Don't you go. Oh, my 5 and dime queen, tell me, what have you seen? The lust and the avarice, the bottomless, the cavernous greed. Is that what you see? Oh, motherland, cradle me, close my eyes, lullaby me to sleep. Keep me safe, lie with me, stay beside me, don't go. It's your happiness most of all. And for that I'd do anything at all. Oh, mercy me, if you want the best of it, or the most of all. If there's anything I can do at all. Now come on, shotgun bride, what makes me envy your life? Faceless, nameless, innocent, blameless, and free. What's that like to be?